Career fair is one of the most important aspect of your job search journey. I know a lot of people don't think about it that way, but it is very helpful. In fact, 3 of my job offers came from career fair, so it is an effective way to do your job search. And this video is an ultimate guide on what you need to do before your career fair, during your career fair, after your career fair, everything you need to know about career fair. And not only that, I'm also going to teach you how to do your resume and your elevator pitch in this video. So let's go. For those of you who don't understand what is career fair, let me quickly talk about career fair. Your university is going to bring list of companies to your campus. These companies which are essentially looking for potential candidates for their companies, whether it's intern, full-time position, etc. It's not an campus placement. That's a little different than career fair. This is more like the companies come, they see you, they meet you, maybe they have some position available, and if they do have some position available, you can interview for those positions, but it's not guaranteed that you are going to go for an recruitment. So it's a little different from campus placement. Now, this video is divided into 4 parts. Essential checklist for career fair, what you need to do before career fair, after career fair, and during the career fair. Let's start with essential checklist. Number 1 thing is your resume. When the career fair starts, when you go and start meeting people, different companies, the thing you're going to hand out to them is your resume. So essential thing is that you have your resume ready. How do you have your resume ready if you are not clear on what job role you are targeting? So the first step to build your resume is to have a job clarity. What is the role you're targeting? Whether it is software engineer, data analyst, program manager, product manager, project manager, whatever that is, figure out your target role. It may be that you are interested in 2 different positions, and that's okay. So then you want to build 2 different target resumes. So that's how you build your resume, and it's essential that you have the resume ready. Once your resume is ready, you want to start printing them out, because most universities are going to have anywhere from 50 companies to 200, 300 companies. So you don't want to print like 200 resume. You probably want to print maybe 50 resume or so, because you don't know how many companies you're going to be able to visit. And most likely you will not be able to visit every single company, that 200 companies. So you want to prioritize that, but we'll get to that part in a minute. You want to have 50 to 70 resume copies. And if you have 2 different positions or targeting, then you want to split that and have those many copies for each position. Other thing which I'm going to recommend, which I have done it myself and I would recommend you as well, is that a lot of people are going to print out in a normal printing paper, which is a little bit thinner. Instead of that, you want to ask that, hey, can I get this printed on a premium paper, which is a little bit thicker, and it's almost like a cardboard, but not really cardboard. It's not that thick. Why? The reason is that it feels premium, and imagine the recruiter is going to meet thousands of students. So if something that can stand out, which can be your resume, the feel of it, it's a little nicer looking. So you want to try to stand out as much as you can, because there's going to be thousands of other people who are going to try to do something similar. So one of the things could be that printing out your resume on a premium paper. It might cost you 10-15 cents more, but it's worth it. By the way, I also send out weekly newsletter where we send out guides and resume templates and tips and tricks for anything about job search and your university experience, immigration experience. So if you're interested, consider subscribing to the newsletter. And one of the things we're going to send out is your resume templates and elevator pitch template. So you might want to subscribe to my newsletter. Now, another thing on the checklist is getting something called like this professional cover, notepad, etc., whatever it's called. Sometimes your university will give it for free. Watch out for this. It basically has this nice little notepad, because what's going to happen is you're going to have this. You want to have all your 50 copies of your resume, and you want to have this handy when you're walking around. It kind of feels professional and cool. And then you want to open this and hand out your resume. And sometimes when the recruiter or hiring managers are saying things, you want to note it down. Why? Because you're going to meet like 50 to 100 different people during that day, and you're not going to remember every single conversation. What you want to do at the end of the career fair is that you want to follow up that conversation. So having some key point in your conversation, something you might remember and something they might say, something that sparks an idea, you want to write it down. You want to write down which company, which person, what is their name, what is their LinkedIn ID, email ID, etc. You want to have something handy which you can do it. Obviously, you can use your phone, but it looks weird when they are trying to talk to you you and like you're using your phone versus you're writing down. Like you can easily say like I'm taking some notes, but it's totally fine if you want to use your phone. I just like the feel of it, the look of it. Plus you're going to be getting a lot of business cards, so you need some place to put it. This is a nice way to put it over there. Now moving on to your personal grooming side of the things, which again is very essential for your career fair. Number one is having something professional. Ideally, you want to wear formal clothes with a tie and a suit. If you have that, you should absolutely go because something which not other people are going to do, and if you do it, that sets you apart. So might as well do it. You will see some people in jeans and shorts and all of that. You don't want to be those people. You want to dress up. You want to show the effort. So dress formally. Few things for guys especially I'm gonna say is you are going to be around lots and lots of people, thousands of people. I don't know if it's gonna be outside, inside. There might not be an air condition. You will sweat a lot. So you want to wear a nice perfume, deodorant ideally as well. And so you want to either maybe carry a tiny perfume if you want to, but at least wear some nice perfume before you go to the career fair. Another thing is that you want to carry some form of handkerchief or tissues with you because you might be sweating. So if you're sweating, you want to wipe it off. So that way you are not nervous and you don't feel like, okay, there's like sweat on my face and what am I going to say? Like you're too worried about that. There's already so many things you're worried about. That's the last thing you want to worry about. One other thing I'm going to say, this is for both girls and guys, is that you want to carry some form of mints, chewing gums or something like that. Why? Because again, imagine you're going to be standing in the line for like hours. Your breath will start to smell, and especially if you have had something weird before career fair, you probably want to smell nice, and it's going to be loud. There's going to be so many people having that conversation. So it's going to be hard to hear that conversation. So when you're trying to say something, the recruiters, the hiring managers are going to try to come closer to you to listen to you. So you want to smell nice from your mouth and from yourself as well. So carry some mints with you because it's very helpful. Another thing you want to carry is some form of snack, like maybe it's a protein bar or like some snacks with you and your water bottle with you, because this career fairs are usually go from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm not kidding. People are there every single hour. So you will be exhausted. So you want to have something quick, which you can just have it and it fills up with your energy. And then you want to have some water with you because you don't want to have something stuck in your mouth while you're talking to someone. One other thing you want to add in your essential checklist is carrying either a backpack or a bag, some kind of bag. Why? Because you're going to be visiting this 50 to 100 plus companies. They're going to have a lot of free stuff for you, like goodies like Bluetooth speaker, chargers, water bottles, mugs, coffee mugs, stickers, etc. You don't want to hold everything in your hand, and your hand will always be busy with something like this. So you probably want to have it in your backpack. So if you have a backpack, it's nice to just put it in your backpack, or if you have a bag, then you can put it in your bag. But again, then you're carrying that everywhere. So having a backpack is nicer to have. Okay, so those were the essential things. Now let's move on to what you need to do before you go to career fair. Every single university is going to have list of companies before even you go to your career fair. And sometimes they might update it at the last minute to add more companies, but most companies are repeat companies. So they already have 50, 60 companies which they know they're going to come. They even have the whole map printed out. So what you want to do is go and prioritize the companies you want to target, and you want to go and meet the recruiters and hiring managers. How do you prioritize? Well, the first thing you want to do is once you get the list, you want to look up in that handshake portal or a job portal, which your university portal, are these companies hiring for any of the summer internship positions for my target role? If they are, then that's how you want to target it, because then they want to recruit using this career fair. So ideally you want to make an impression, connection, something which can land into an interview and hopefully like your internship. So you ideally want to target those. Now, let's say don't have that luxury that you don't know if they're going to hire or not, and they haven't posted it. What you want to do is you want to go to LinkedIn, type each of the companies and see which alumni is working on which companies, and then make that numbers, because that's how you know that, okay, Deloitte always hire Chico State people and there's a lot of alumni working for Deloitte. So that should be number one, because they always hire Chico State people. That's an example. So you want to know which companies are coming and where your alumni are working, and that way you can even reach out to your alumni and say that, hey, your company is coming to career fair, I'm excited to meet, can you tell me a little bit about what you do, what the company does, what your role does, etc. Because then you can use that conversation to talk to recruiter. So again, that is your pre-career fair. These are the things you want to do as soon as you have the list and start prioritizing the list. The reason you want to prioritize the list is because, again, like I said, there's going to be 200 plus companies. And if you are having 200 plus companies, you're not going to be able to go to every single company. And people are just going to go and run to their target company. So you want to have the list of companies, all right? You have printed it out, or maybe you have it on your phone or wherever it is. All right, the first company I want to go is Microsoft. It's super busy. Let's go to the next one. All right, that's my next company. Third company is Tesla. I want to go to Tesla. Whatever that list is, you want to have it handy so that way you know each of the companies, you know where to go, so that way you can go exactly where you need to be there. That way you're not wasting a lot of time. Another thing you want to do before your career fair, which I kind of hinted it, you want to have the list of companies which is prioritized. You want to have the target role already decided. You want to have your resume already decided. Now you want to reach out to the alumni or seniors who are working for that company and understand each company, what they are doing, what their mission value is, what kind of roles they are targeting, etc. And especially if they have listed down the roles, you want to understand if someone is working for that specific role. You definitely want to connect with the alumni before you go to career fair, because you have a lot more leverage on the conversation, since you can say, I was talking to one of the alumni who works for you guys. I might be able to work on that. Something like that. Again, I'm just giving you an example. Now, some universities do this as well. They also list down each person who's coming from each company. If it is the case where they provide the list of people who are coming from each company, you definitely want to research on those people as well and have some form of thing, like that, okay, from Microsoft, these two people are coming. Have some form of research on them so that way you can break the ice easily when you start that conversation. All right, now you're on the day of the career fair. You want to probably sleep a little nicer, like a healthy sleep, so that way you are active that day. Second thing, you probably want to be there at least 30 minutes before or so, because again, there's going to be long line. Everyone is going to be there. So you want to beat them by being early, and you have the list of companies so you can target, and you will be the first one so that you can talk to them. That's the first thing. Now, one final thing you want to do is prepare your elevator pitch before you go to your career fair. And when I say prepare, you want to prepare and practice it before you go to your career fair. What is an elevator pitch? Now, imagine you are stuck with someone in an elevator and it takes about 30 seconds or 60 seconds to get to certain floor you're going. You're stuck with that person, and that person is the hiring manager. How are you going to pitch yourself to that person? That is elevator pitch. Basically, you get 30 seconds to 60 seconds to pitch yourself to someone, to talk about yourself, and you present your skills, etc. That is exactly the scenario you will run into during career fair. Imagine the large room. If it's in the indoor or if it's outside, then there's going to be table or booths for each of the companies. Then you also will go to each booth, and then each booth is going to have 10 people behind you. So there's going to be pressure around you that, okay, people are behind me. Recruiters and hiring manager will also try to rush. So you really have 30 seconds or so to pitch yourself. But here's the big mistake people do. When they start the conversation, they start with an elevator pitch. You don't want to start there. I'm going to talk about that in the next part of the video, where we talk about during the career fair part of the video. What you want to do is prepare your elevator pitch. And a lot of time people just don't have this ready. And when I say they might have it ready, they have not practiced it. So sometimes that career elevator pitch goes from like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long, and it's not supposed to be that long. So you probably want to practice your elevator pitch. Now, how do you build your elevator pitch? The first thing is, who are you? What do you do? And what are you asking for? Let's do this in real world example. Hey, how's it going? Like, my name is Yudi. I'm currently pursuing masters in computer science, and I love technology, and I love solving problems through technology. Again, you have to come up with your elevator pitch. I'm just saying this because I want to show like something cool I'm working on. You can even say that I love solving problems through technology. In fact, one of the classes I'm taking right now, professor has given an assignment about building like a web tool, which I really like. So I'm like working on that, which is kind of cool. And I know that obviously Microsoft, I'm a big fan. Like, you guys look for similar skill set that I have. I'm curious to know if you guys have any openings for my type of skills, or someone who's interested in software development, etc. Again, that is your ask, which you have to ask at the end of your thing. Don't just end it abruptly, because that's what people do. What is your ask? Like, okay, who are you? What do you do? What are you passionate about? And then what is your ask? Make sure you always ask. Now, if you know that they are already hiring for some position, then you want to tailor it, your elevator pitch to that. I also noticed that you have an opening for project management internship, and I'm recently actually an event manager for Indian Student Association. We are organizing like one of the biggest event on the campus, and I'm managing the budget and schedule and coordination, etc. I think I'll be the good fit for this position. Can you tell me please a little bit about that? So that's how you want to build your elevator pitch. Who are you? What do you do? Connecting dots, and then finally end with your ask. Final thing I'll say about elevator pitch is that you want to practice. You want to put it in on your phone, 30-second timer, and practice it. Practice it for multiple different elevator pitches, one where you have in a position, one which is more open-ended, etc. So you want to practice it in front of your roommate, practice it in front of the camera, mirror, record it, so that way you know what you sound, etc. Again, practice is the key part of it. That's what's going to make it perfect. Now you are there, they open the door, you start moving in. Again, the ideal thing you want to do is have the list that is prioritized, and you want to go to that companies as you have listed down. Now, this is where it's going to get very interesting, because a lot of nervousness will come in. Again, I'm telling you, you will be nervous because there's going to be a lot of people around you. This is the first time you're interacting. This is the first time you're pitching yourself. There's all kinds of nerves will kick in. So calm yourself down. It's okay. It's all good. It's a conversation. Even if this doesn't work out, it's okay. You will have multiple chances. So first 2 companies, maybe this is a trick I'm telling you, that if you're not confident, what you should do is, in your priority, whatever is like lowest priority, maybe go to those companies first, so that way you get practice, and then you go to your dream company, because you may be very nervous in first 2-3 rounds, and once you get hang of it, like, okay, now I got it, what I need to do, then you might want to go to your first company. So again, this is only if you're like super nervous. I was very nervous because I was introvert. I didn't know what to say. I was like, even though I was very prepared, I went and like I blew up my first dream company. Like that was Deloitte. I lost my chance of getting an interview, although I got an interview later on. But the point is, you may want to go to companies which is not your dream company, so that way you get practice out, and then you go to your dream company. Obviously, you are going and meeting, have a smile. Here's the thing which I have noticed a lot, because I was part of a career fair as in hiring manager. We had a booth in the Chico State, and I was there. Here's what people did to me. Like, they came and they are like, hi, my name is so and so, and they started their career like their elevator pitch. I'm like, dude, just like, hold on, like, just ask, have a conversation. It's not just one way. And ideally, you want to hear more than tell more, because you want to capture as much as you can, and then you want to say things later on. Just have some form of pre-conversation before your elevator pitch. Once they ask you, okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself, that's where you want to hit with your elevator pitch. Or like once you have talked about it, she might say like, okay, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Then you want to start with yours once they tell them about something about themselves. So ideally, you just don't want to go and start elevator pitch. You want to wait, have a normal conversation, and then do the elevator pitch. Now that your elevator pitch is done, don't just move on. Ask questions, ask meaningful, thoughtful questions. This is where all your practice and preparation is going to come in handy. If you have had conversation with your alumni, you want to talk about those things. If you have done research and you know the roles available, you want to talk about those things. You always want to ask questions, and then when they say something, you want to relate it to your experience and how you can add value to them. You don't want to become an advertiser. Like, you don't have to pitch continuously. You want to listen. Okay, what kind of things are available? Like, what do you guys do? Like, what are the projects you guys are working on? What is some of the current pain points you have been facing? How does the internship program work? Do you guys hire for internship? Do you have any current positions? Like, have a normal conversation. It doesn't have to be that you're pitching every single time. This is what, like, another thing is like, I have this, I have done this, like, it's a lot of but you probably want to listen and then connect that dot. If they said, yeah, like one of the things we are working on so and so, you want to write it down. Again, notes are very important in this case. You want to write it down. Maybe you don't have a counterpoint right now. It's okay. Take it and then email it back. Always say, can I have your email? Can I connect with you on LinkedIn? Ask them. And then if they say yes, and if they are willing to connect right away, ideally you want to connect it right away. If they are not willing to connect right away, they can say like, yeah, sure, you can connect with me. Here's my business card. and you take that business card, and then don't send them blank request. You want to send them with your some form of remembering that conversation, like, hey, remember we talked about this, it was really nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you over here, etc. So that's the things you want to do after that. Moving on, like, you are going to keep doing this. At some point you're going to start draining out, you're going to start, like, flushing it. So that's why you want to ideally be in your top energy for your dream companies, and then you want to keep doing this, collect the information, keep eye contact, have a smile, have a high energy, but not too salesy and pitchy. You also want to manage time properly. Like, again, sometimes what will happen is some of the companies which is like super long line, maybe there could be two reasons. One, because it's everyone's favorite company and that's why they're there, or they're actually hiring for a position, they are interviewing on your campus. That's probably why. Regardless, you want to manage the time, that if per candidate they're going to spend like 5 minutes, and if there's 10 people, that's almost an hour. So you may want to cover that hour and do something. You might want to go and visit other companies and cover more companies than just that company. Finally, you're done with the day, you're exhausted, you come home, take a shower, whatever you want to do. And then you want to open your notepad and see all the notes you have. Take out all the visiting cards, business cards you have taken from your recruiters and hiring managers. Immediately start connecting with them. They're probably going to get a lot of requests, so you want to be special. You want to add notes to them. You want to send emails to them. Again, if they have sent you their business card, then that means they will have their work email as well. You also want to send a thank you note to them. And I'll put down the templates in the description. I'll have it there on my website, so you can go and grab it. Again, all of this is available on my website, so subscribe to the newsletter as well. You will get all the templates for free. But this is the things you want to do as soon as the career fair is done. Ideally, before 24 to 48 hours is the peak time where you want to follow up, because after that they're gonna stop remembering who you were, and they're gonna be busy with their life. So to do all these steps, and these are the things you need to do for your career fairs. And final thing I want to tell you is that you want to do some form of self-reflection and future planning, because this is going to be first career fair. There's going to be like another spring career fair, another fall career fair, and you will be attending this. And maybe you might all even go and attend some other university's career fair, which is totally possible, and it's okay to attend it. So what you want to do is reflect, like, what worked out, what didn't work out. Like, okay, I was way too nervous or way too fast speaking, whatever it is. Reflect on it and then iterate and make sure that you do better next time. Write down the notes, and next time when you start preparing for it, you have those notes ready. I hope this video was helpful. I know this was a lot. I really hope that you found this valuable. If you did find this valuable, consider subscribing. But I'll also tell you that you should watch this video, which is all about how to build your resume, portfolio, and LinkedIn. And then this video, which is how to crack any interviews if you do end up getting interview. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling, keep hustling, kara hasab every single day.